When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
All right, so on my 3-week tour of the U.S., I had a lot of pride for Quebec, even though I was spending 3 weeks south of the border. And there was one moment where I'm riding on a bus, right, our tour bus, which was a sort of a luxury tour bus that was made by none other than Quebec's own Prévost. So I'm on a Quebec-made bus, and we're driving through the American landscape. And as I'm looking out the window, I see Circle K after Circle K. That's the chain of convenience stores that's owned by none other than Quebec's Couche-Tard. And I would also drive by 7-Elevens. And it's of great note, right, that Couche-Tard wants to buy 7-Eleven from the Japanese company that owns the 7-Eleven chain. Now let's get an update on Couche-Tard's efforts, valiant efforts, I say, to land that crown jewel of 7-Eleven. Andrew Willis joins us from the Globe and Mail. Andrew, welcome back to the program.
Elias, I love your road trip.
Yes.
I wish I had better news on what's going on for the team at Couche-Tard.
Okay, so let's get down to it here. So it looks like Japan, the troops have assembled here, and they're fighting back to avoid a Couche-Tard takeover.
They are. So here's a little bit of history on 7-Eleven. This was founded by a family, the Ito family. So somewhat similar to Couche-Tard, which was founded by 4 partners, including Executive Chairman Alain Bouchard. That founding family does not take kindly to the idea of the Canadians coming in and buying up a company that's rightly considered an icon in Japan. So the founding family, with about 8% of the stock, has said, look, they might want to make a management buyout, a competing bid to Couche-Tard, and take 7-Eleven private. That is a $58 billion deal, and that's in U.S. dollars. It's a huge, huge transaction. And the founding family hasn't lined up the money yet to do it. But that's the latest competitor that Couche-Tard faces. It's not just resistance from the board at 7-Eleven. It's also resistance from the founding family who's talking about an offer of their own. So this competition, Elias, while you are out seeing the world, the competition really heated up.
So you said $58 billion from the Ito family. Now, if memory serves me right, please correct me here. Couche-Tard's last bid was about $48 billion?
That's correct. Yes. So Couche-Tard has always said, we want this company, but we're only going to do it at a financing level that makes sense. And I really have faith in Alain Bouchard, the executive chairman. He's walked away from lots of deals in the past. He's not going to overspend here. So the talk right now is that the founding family is coming in with a significantly higher bid. Having said that, Elias, the key here is they haven't lined up the loans to do that yet. Right now it's all just talk. Whereas Couche-Tard, with their bid, they have the financing firmly in place. They have told the market, we've got commitments from banks. We can make our $47 billion offer work. It is not at all clear to any of us that the founding family, the Ito family, has that kind of financial support yet. Now, there's a lot of big banks in Japan that are apparently looking at this buyout offer. They're looking to make loans to the family. So lots of things in flux right now. But Couche-Tard, I'm confident Couche-Tard won't overpay. And at the end of the day, it is right now, I would say the odds are that Couche-Tard gets outbid.
We are with Andrew Willis from the Globe and Mail talking about how Quebec's Couche-Tard still trying to buy 7-Eleven, but it appears that over in Japan, there is a fight to keep control of 7-Eleven in Japan. Andrew, is nationalism worth the $10 extra billion for the Ito family?
That's a very good question. I think as the founding family, they probably see ways to improve results at 7-Eleven. And if we can step back just a little bit, the reason, Elias, that 7-Eleven is in play right now, that there are these different bids, is because actually the company's been very poorly managed. Couche-Tard's stock price it's gone straight up. And over the last couple of years, 7-Eleven has really lost a lot of value. That's the reason that a lot of people are trying to buy this company, and a lot of activists are involved at 7-Eleven in trying to bust up the company. So there are ways to make 7-Eleven perform better, and paying the extra money may well work out for the founding family. They can see a way to improving the company's fortunes. In really quickly for listeners who haven't followed 7-Eleven in the past, they went on what we call a diversification strategy. They bought a lot of businesses like supermarkets, like baby clothing stores, baby supplies, a lot of businesses that had nothing to do with convenience stores, and they lost their way. That's usually an executive team decision. So the stock's underperformed, and Couche-Tard, if they are able to buy 7-Eleven, they're going to sell off a lot of those ancillary businesses. They're going to focus on the core convenience store chains. And as you saw in your U.S. tour, they're going to realize huge synergies, huge cost savings out of marrying up 7-Eleven and Circle K around the globe.
Well, it's by the way, I've never heard that word before, and I'm so happy you've brought it
diversification.
Diversification. What a great way of putting it there.
When you take a good business and you destroy it by buying a bunch of bad businesses. Well, it's far too common in Canada and around the world.
And I just wonder about the management of 7-Eleven in general, because I had the chance. I went to both 7-Elevens and to Circle K's over the last 3 weeks, right? And I have to say the Circle K's were cleaner, and they looked better run than some of the 7-Elevens I went to were actually a little dilapidated. So I just wonder if that's, just another issue for the company overall.
When companies run into a little bit of trouble, and 7-Eleven has been in a little bit of trouble, they tend to spend, one of the first things they cut is capital spending on the buildings. I'm not surprised by what you saw. Having said that, if you've traveled in Asia at all, 7-Eleven in Asia has a fresh food offering. They've got they are the meals to go for middle class, lower class Japanese people. So they have a business, a highly profitable, well run business that Couche-Tard would love to add to their menu. One of the reasons Couche-Tard is very keen on this deal is there are things that 7-Eleven does that other convenience store chains don't do, especially around food in Asia. And Couche-Tard has made it very clear they want to take the best practices and the things that 7-Eleven does well, make it part of their operations all around the globe. So it's not that 7-Eleven is completely broken. They've just made a few strategic mistakes that I think Couche-Tard could fix pretty easily.
Andrew, do you think Couche-Tard, what they end up doing here is they say, okay, here's $2 extra billion. Let's go up to 49 or 50 billion. Take it or leave it, make up your mind. Do we go to ultimatum stage at this point?
Elias, there's a phrase for that. Yes, I think that Couche-Tard has one more increase in this poker game. And they'll say that the language you'll look for is best and final offer. And that is what the lawyers and the bankers say this is the top bid, and if you don't take this bid, we're walking away. We're probably close to that stage. And then the other side of it, of course, is can the Ito family, can the founding family at 7-Eleven, can they raise $58 billion? That is a serious amount of money. So that's where we stand right now.
And then we'll have to find out, if it goes through, we'll have to find out what happens to those various parts of the U.S. where there was a Circle K right across from a 7-Eleven. What do they do with those?
All the convenience stores are going to get, there's a serious competition issue. And to get the U.S. regulators to approve the deal, they're going to have to sell, Couche-Tard would have to sell a lot of its stores, branded as either Circle K or 7-Eleven. Private equity funds are already lining up to buy those stores. So, yeah, that's the final act of this. And that would be a great story for us to tell, because that would be Couche-Tard riding in, winning the prize, and then rationalizing the business. That would be a great story in Quebec and for Canada.
Andrew, got to leave it there. On our text line, the listeners are telling me that 7-Eleven has a terrific egg sandwich. Just so you know.
Egg salad sandwiches. I've heard the same. I'm looking forward to trying one.
Andrew, be well. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Laz. Good talking.
Andrew Willis from The Globe and Mail.